My cousin Earl is kidnapping girls.
But yeah, so starting with Rana, I think it's very interesting because she excelled giving us what we should know about the character, but none of it has Rentaro involved.
I know Reyes was a big fan of that, actually. He was talking about how, like, going forward, it's harder and harder to believe that these girls don't like have like pasts and connections. So it actually is kind of cool, that element of it. But I agree with what you said in your video, where like, because we have less time with Rentaro and her, it's like much less believable than like falling in love, because like he really doesn't know anything about her other than like, wow, you're like a studious student, I guess. Like that's really all he knows.
Literally, like I said in my video, it's just chasing after a piece of paper. And what's even worse is that he disappears because he has to go chase this thing. So they're not even talking.
But so Rana, I don't know. I'll be honest. I wouldn't put her in the middle. I'd put her more towards low.
Or maybe like at the very end of B. I got rid of her.
Can I ask a question? Why do we have no D? Is it weird that we have no D, or am I weird?
I did that because then we have like an exact middle in B. So we have it exactly mid.
We could get rid of S if we want.
No, you can't get rid of S.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna bother me. Okay, fine.
So, do we want to add back D?
Alphabet OCD is or whatever, but I don't know.
It'll bother me a little, but that's okay. Okay.
Well, then with D being back,
then C feels better.
C feels better, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I just wish, genuinely, it really does come down to like, okay, when I think of like a really good girlfriend intro chapter, and like spoilers, I think this will be like an S for me. Karumi, right? It's like with Karumi, it's like everything feels earned. You understand why Karumi loves him. You understand why he loves Karumi. You know, he sees her passion for food. She's I mean, fuck, dude, he like burns himself making food for him or for her. You know, like that is like what I like to see, the earned.
You know, it's really
this
fun.
didn't. Yeah.
You know, it's really funny thinking about that. It's like Shizuka, he translated a whole book into a text writing app.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Karumi, he made a burger burning his hands. Rana, he chased after a piece of paper.
Perhaps one perceived this chapter is just, I mean, this wasn't really Rana falling in love with Rentaro. It was more just her deciding to date this guy that she just met, which, I mean, you know, people do that all the time. They decide, like, you look cute, so I'll date you, and then, you know, they fall in love later. But I mean, because there's a relation between the two of them, and there's each other's perspective on the other partner.
Okay, so yeah, what about Rana's perspective on Rentaro, right? I guess because from her perspective,
because I mean, Rana seems like he kind of. I mean, I don't want to speak ill of her, but she's a young girl. She got hit on by like a cute guy who did some dashing, you know, knight in shining armor type shit. So I think.
And we must remember she's literally in middle school, despite the fact that she looks like a high schooler.
This is some classic sort of like a girl out to get taken advantage of type shit, but thankfully,
but luckily it's Rentaro. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Like seriously, you know, like all Rana has is. He's like, oh no, he's gonna think I'm some slutty girl, and then he's like, wait, no, you're not. Oh no, I'm in love with you.
This is the type of girl who gets taken advantage of by slick talking fuckboys. So it's like,
yeah, I think C is pretty good. We'll debate top and lower end of C.
I'll finish off by just devil's advocating for Rana's perspective. Like I do like Rana's character. Like from a body dysmorphia perspective, I'm a slut for body dysmorphia characters, right? Like I think her and Mei are gonna have interesting stuff. So from her perspective, I do understand that like this is probably one of the first guys that's treated her with like kindness and not just like nice tits.
And I totally get that, and that is definitely well done in the chapter itself. But as you said, from the point of Rentaro and point of her as a character. So yeah, we have to separate the fiction of the character themselves and then how the author is portraying the chapter.
But yeah, I would definitely need more. But I would want Nakamura to put the Nakamura spin on it, which is like she has that, but there's also some depth to her, right?
Or what's going to happen is because Rentro's not always around, it's more the girlfriend's always around. We're going to get a lot more Yuri pairings with her.
Yes!
Ooh, oh my God, that would be
like she just starts doing all the Lucky Lucky stuff with all the girls.
I love her. I love her so much. Okay, how do we feel about S?
I don't know about S, but I think maybe an A.
At least A.
I'd
kill myself and everyone in this stream if it was lower than A.
You, Red and Moonlight are both like, Kogaway is my girl.
She is my girl.
For basically
when Kogaway cut her bangs, Reyes fucking
oh my God, it was like from A-ish to like B, C even. Like I'm like.
I will say this is one of the only times I've read this series where I felt the zing as well. I mentioned this in our review. Like literally the first shot before I knew anything about her, I just fucking adored her design. And even like Reyes even mentioned like the way it's like framed, you know, from afar, it's very mysterious. You know, like I don't know, like instantly it drew me in. I was so interested. Whereas like with Rana, no diss to Rana, but her design did not like instantly capture me, but like Kogoe's instantly captured me.
Going over Kogoe's chapter again, it definitely feels a lot of the same of, this guy stood out for me, and then he said the one thing, like he said, you had good looking eyes, and that was it.
I'd say objectively it's a more interesting quirk than Rana's, at least so far, right? Because like whereas with Rana,
and it's built upon a little better than Rana's thing. I mean, definitely the way that this back half works is better than Rana's because it's not Rentaro running off with a piece of paper. So it's definitely
more fucking closeless Rentaro, by the way. It's literally like 3-4 in a row. It's insane.
It's like every girl gotta get a look at the goods.
Kogoe is squarely in like the supernatural quirk girlfriend.
I'm a fan.
Whereas Rana is much more just a normal ass girl. So that's a difference.
You know, it's just I've known people like this, not to her extreme. I mean, it's a really good, it's a solid character writing trope, right? You take a real thing that exists and just amp it up to comic regards, right? She's cold a lot, and then just make it ridiculous. I love that.
I think that's what I even said in my video was that it's a simple concept, but you can't apply it to many different things.
Whereas, like in your video with Rana, you were at the end of that chapter, you were like, "How will this even be a thing in chapters going forward?" I think you said something like, because you know, like the girls aren't going to judge her for that, so like, what's her thing going to be? Whereas with Kogoe, we instantly knew what her thing was going to be, and we could imagine all these like scenarios going forward.
Yeah, that's the other thing is with Kogoe. Yes, her people aren't freaked out by her eyes like she was always afraid of, but her cold will still be a thing. With Rana, they're not going to make fun of her overly developed body, but what's her other thing outside of that?
I could see Karne accidentally being mean to her about it.
I can see like at the beginning, everyone's just kind of like, wait, what? You're a third-year middle schooler? But look,
she's like, God damn it.
And then Momiji's like, I know, right? Look how amazing these are.
Yeah, you're right though. I will say, I looking back through the chapter, I agree. It's not us. It's like low A maybe. You're right.
Yeah, I was
blinded by my love for Kogoe.
Yeah, Kogoe is the greatest character, but the intro itself is just above average. It's just good.
Yeah, right. I remember when she did the Cossack dance, I was actually so scared that was going to be her gimmick. Like she was going to be the Cossack dance girl, and I was like, please no.
I mean, it's one of her gimmicks.
That was originally her gimmick, was if you caught what Uto said in the next chapter. And that was Nakamura really explained, our whole chapter was going to be the Cossack dance.
That's
Thank
wild.
God that they reworked it. I wonder if that had to do with her reworked design as well.
No, well, the biggest possibility is because of the blizzard that happened in Japan. That was like record.
This one is unique. Yeah,
I think it's at least good to the point where it does give you everything that you need to know about her. But
yeah, that's true.
A problem with GI is everything after her intro.
Yeah, I think the best thing that ever happened to her was her intro chapter so far.
If I remember correctly, it's been a second since I read this, right? Obviously, like, no, I'm a teacher, no, but then she's like, oh God, he's gonna be so sad. I'm okay, I'll date you, right? So what Reyes and I kind of concocted was like, what if her thing, beyond just being a nurse, is that she's doing the like, oh, I'm not really dating him, I'm just like stringing him along, and eventually I'll let him down, but I'm just like, I don't want him to be sad, and she just like does that for like a long time. I thought that'd be such a funny idea, where the way that she appeared to me was like, oh, she's like the first adult we have that is like aware that it's weird to date a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
most of them are aware.
I mean, Kimari also Kimari kind of said that.
Okay, you're right, and not less aware, more just like she seemed like more resistant to it. Kimari snapped like a twig instantly, right? I mean, like she, and at the end of this chapter, it felt like she was lying to herself. So like I was really hoping that it was going to be like a weird, like reluctant, like, oh, but I don't want to make him sad, and then slowly she would fall in love with him and be like, fuck age of consent laws, I guess.
Because instead of this chapter where we're just seeing a montage of everyone coming to the school, the nurse office, what an interesting way to do that would have been, at least let that linger for another chapter, be like, oh, so this is actually what it's like to date Renter. I was like, maybe this is a good idea, maybe I can do this. Like her just doubting everything would have been an interesting chapter for her.
The ramen chapter, it might be her best chapter, right?
Yeah. I will say it's probably a little lower on her end, like realizing, wait, I should date this guy. Like, literally, it comes down to, oh God, I looked him in the eye. Why am I sweating?
He's gonna be sad. Well, see, and that was the other thing too. Now I'm remembering in real time, because like the way I interpreted her at first is like she's like an infinite people pleaser, to the point like that's part of the reason why she like hides her rage too. She's like a people pleaser to her core. So like I thought it'd be a really interesting idea that she's like strung along into dating this guy because she doesn't want to let him down and make him sad, and then of course she'd slowly actually fall in love with him. But literally, it's just, what is this feeling? Did I just fall in love at first sight? And nothing built upon that. It's a little weak.
And it just comes down to, well, stop looking at me because I have these feelings for you and it's not good. Maybe still
I'm
C,
torn.
maybe C.
Is it as
I mean,
bad
I would
as
definitely
Rana's?
put her.
No, I'm
I don't
putting
know,
it
I
at
feel
least.
like
I'm putting it at least
definitely
above
beneath
Rana.
Rana.
I'm putting above Rana at least.
You know, I would personally put her beneath Rana, but
Really?
maybe-
Really.
But remember,
Yeah,
okay,
we
are you differentiating between her character and her intro chapter? Because I don't like her character, but I do agree that her intro chapter is at least like there's more.
gives you
For
everything
example,
that
in the
you need.
intro chapter, we get Rana. We get like literally her whole psychic backstory. We get that for you.
We do get the backstory because Nakamura gave us this whole classroom scene with Kurumi and Momiji, which was really good. So maybe in that regard, because it's so different, and maybe it's at least above GI's. I'm sure we'll be.
like, wait, I
I'm
don't
sure we'll be
remember that,
moving
but
in.
yeah.
I'm sure we'll move him eventually.
Speaking
Speaking of Eru,
Yeah.
I do think it's on the weaker. I do think it's on the weaker side.
Yeah. Now that I know more about her, I don't know if I'm gonna look at it with as much hatred and vitriol as I had initially. But like I will say, from this chapter, I really did think that she was gonna be like one note and bad. I was like,
And that's to the detriment of the
Via
chapter.
Lil
She
Faith.
is one note. We don't get her. We don't get her notes until later. So in that
Yeah.
regard, it is on the. I think do think it's on the.
it's got to be
lower
at
end.
least
I
D.
guess, but
or
there's
10.
some clear, obvious mystery about why the fuck is she so
That's true.
adamant about these goddamn twin
It's a
tails?
mystery, but
Which we still haven't had solved, by the way.
which also, but at least with Twin Tails or any other thing is the mystery. But why are we getting this mystery in the intro chapter? That's not a 100 Girlfriends thing. Is to have a long lingering mystery about stuff. Really,
That
Yep.
is probably the most interesting part of this chapter.
that's
Because
not afflicted by her
yeah.
parents or anything. At least
Body
with my
image, I mean.
theory thing that I said later. But once again, that's all out of this chapter. It was not. If she would have said something like, "This is the ultimate womanhood to be this beautiful" or something like that, then we would have
Mhm.
pieced that more together. Like this beginning part of it actually does. Like here she is like full of herself. Like look how
she's
good.
gorgeous I am, and people are all gawking at me.
Doesn't really
Let's
live up
take
to
our
the
minds
hype.
back to when this chapter came out briefly, okay? Like,
I mean, I'm okay. I was not as harsh on her as Red.
well, okay,
I mean,
but
yeah,
like,
I was like,
to me, it felt like every single joke or punchline of any statement she said was like twin tails, you know,
that's
like.
because it is.
But that's bad.
But what? Okay, I guess I'm imagining like if you met a real person like that and you know there's something behind it. It's not just I don't know. It's not just random or something. There's some mystery behind it, whether you're interested in covering it or not.
I also wasn't over my Sue hatred yet, right? At this
Oh,
point,
okay.
and I was thinking this was gonna be another Sue, which in my interpretation
Well,
of
she
Sue at the
kind of
time,
is, yeah.
yeah. Well, my interpretation of Sue at the time was like one note, all they do is one thing, right?
One
But
number.
like I've kind of expanded my palette since then. I think.
Mm.
I thought the
Yes, I would've
Twin
liked
Tails
that
were
well.
fake. Like she was
Oh.
faking it. And not just like the strap, but like her whole, like it was like extensions or something.
Well, now we know she would never do that because that'd be stolen valor.
Yeah.
She would probably kill someone who had extensions in their hair.
I still can't get over this image right here of how small she is.
Yes, I mentioned the
Like,
same
yes,
thing
that
in our
was-
reviews.
Wild. But granted,
in my-
her height is wildly inconsistent just in this chapter. It
In
seemed
my
like,
notes, in that moment, I said something like, "This is the in this panel." I like remembered how much of
Yeah.
a fucking child. I was like, "Oh, this is a fucking child. That is a child."
Yeah.
I do think she's leaning
Pull
over.
my collar.
I do think she's leaning
Yeah.
over, but still.
Yeah. The chapter
right.
itself.
I think
is it?
I think it might be high D.
Good. Yep, I can agree with that. Because it really
Maybe-
was just she was too one note.
Maybe low C
Yeah,
once
I
we
know.
start filling out D and seeing what that feels like. But yeah, it's definitely somewhere
Mhm.
around there.
I mean, so Reyes and I are on record fucking loving this chapter, like
Yeah.
absolutely adoring it.
I love the chapter.
Multiple angles. You love the chapter, but not the girl who is being no.
So the
Yeah.
thing that I
Oh.
and I definitely I think I worded it poorly in my video, was the thing we were talking about from Rentaro's point of view to falling in love with this woman didn't feel as strong as other things. But just the standing by himself, like that's
No,
it.
it's peak. All right. I'm gonna explain.
That's like cinematic. Like that's
Actually
the
the best
the
part of this
audience fall in
No.
love with her.
I say for a chapter
being
wise it's
exhibits.
good, but just from Rentaro's point of view
Mm.
I mean, that's the kind of thing I can imagine. Like if I were there and I saw
Yep.
something like this happen, I could imagine falling for someone in this
Me
moment.
too.
Where I realized,
I think both from a narrative perspective and like just a real life love perspective, it makes sense, right? Narrative perspective, like Rayo said, it is one of the most masterful ways I've ever seen him just like wordlessly show don't tell. You
Yeah.
get the vibe for a character, but then like beyond that, I totally get it from Rentero's perspective, right? Because up until this point, she is an antagonist. He knows he's zung with her, but like she is someone who's trying to push them away. But in this moment, he gets her.
in an alternate way of if we saw her waiting here and then Rentaro saw her sweating like this, like she wants to break the rules but knows that she can't because she's been so raised to do so. Like you want to break a rule, don't you? Then that reinforces the whole, no, she does want to break a rule and be like everyone else. And
then you go down to when they kiss and the leg lock. This whole sequence is one of the most masterfully crafted I've ever seen in 100 Girlfriends, right? Because like to when he's like kind of saying like, if you don't want this, I'll stop. Well, allow me to devil's advocate for Rentaro here. I think, because clearly we've never seen Rentaro act like this before, I think that this is Rentaro doing what he does best, analyzing and seeing what she needs. And he knew that, like, he knows internally, like intuitively, this is what she needs for her happiness, but obviously he can't make that decision for her. But he knows that she won't make that decision unless he pushes, right? So I don't know. That's another reason why I think this is such an S tier fucking intro chapter, because it like takes chances. It's ballsy. Yeah. One of the only 100 Girlfriends chapters where I've done this, I was like jumping up and down on my bed when I read this.
From what we've seen, he seems to believe in like the rule. Like he's not following them. He's like, oh, I don't want to follow him, but I had to follow him because my parents.
I see what you mean.
I was punished into following it.
We get some backstory here, like some brief one, but we get this from all the third years. They're like, oh yeah, that teacher, she's a real hard ass. It's like, so you get that going into the character, which is also very interesting.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, she has a relationship with previous girlfriends, even if it's off screen, I guess. But yeah,
this is the same length as those other chapters, and it feels like triple the amount of shit he's done.
I'm gonna be saying so actually quite a lot. There's a couple there's a couple intro chapters that feel so much longer than others.
This is it's got to be an S tier, guys. We have to agree on that.
It's an S tier chapter. I agree.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to having it be like an SS tier, you know. It's like
let's not get into the gap again.
That shit was so fucking funny. They saved a girlfriend like Rana for when they were on their maternity leave. It's like, oh, we need an easy one.
Is her chapter that bad? Like, I mean, yeah, obviously they could have been better with the romance, but I mean,
I didn't think it was terrible.
It's not terrible. It's just for an intro chapter, it just feels on the weaker side, just because.
I feel like we're hurting her. I feel like we're hurting her ranking by not including, you know, the relationship he has with Momiji. That was like insane.
That is true.
No, that is why it's in C, because I think everything before meeting Rentaro was so good, but everything involving Rentaro dragged it down.
Why didn't we mention a little more of that? Like, I think it deserves to be mentioned.
Well, I'll say this.
She turned Momiji.
Do you want to put her into
like? Actually, honestly, that feels really good. Just looking at that felt right somehow.
Maybe we'll put her at the bottom of B once we get the other B's in there.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm satisfied with that.
Bottom B, I'm satisfied.
Because man, that Rentaro section dragged it down.
Yeah, I agree. I like it really is because
it's a lopsided chapter. It's like
that's what it is. Yeah.
You know, on one end we have the highs of the first half of the chapter, and then like the midness of the second half.
It's so funny that a new girlfriend introduction chapter, the worst part is her meeting Rentaro.
That's so strange. Yeah. And like Moonlight, do you agree with the sentiment that like Momiji kind of stole the show in that chapter? Like
I don't know about stole the show, but she got better. Like she got more interesting. But it just be interesting to see, like, do we get another situation kind of like Eru and some other ones where it's kind of a mid-intro chapter, but she gets better later on, because we have to see with Rana, what are they going to do with this character?
I mean, I would imagine.
I believe.
What happened with Rana?
I believe.
Be surprised.
Especially.
And you got to think with, at least with Rana, because, okay, yeah, you give her kind of a bland intro of just she's luckily lecher and all that, and she has an overdeveloped body, but she doesn't have anything odd about her design. Like, Eri, you have the massive twin tails. Hatsuo, you have the whole dog ensemble.
I agree. Her design's very boring.
It's a very I think I don't know if I mentioned in the video or not, or maybe I just said it in some discords. Is she looks like your most generic love interest from any other rom-com. So Hatsuo,
fantastic.
Yeah, this one.
All right, Hasu. I like this chapter.
It's one.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Hatsuo has a really strong start of both the intro and the Meet the Family chapter.
Oh, so this is my hot take, is that I really did not like her Meet the Family chapter.
Okay, I'll say I like the Meet the Family chapter for what happened to her, not for Hatsuo herself, though.
This was perfection because I am a degenerate, and I am always looking for more degenerate girls. And for me, this intro chapter was full. It fucking ended on her saying, "Let me get a whiff of them motherfucking pitties, boy." Yeah. Like that is like actually the best thing. I was, and all of her little gasm faces. I mean, like, to me, high A at least. The only weak point here, I think, is the believability of Rentaro being in love with her, right?
I mean, I believe it too, because what she says here, wow, you're this purveyor of truth, and you're gonna fight for the man who can't.
She's like a friendly neighborhood detective.
Yeah, so I get that. it's like she's a righteous person, so that's what he falls in love with.
Yeah, Rentaro is a man who falls in love easily. I mean, he fell in love with 100 women who he had never even zinged with before meeting any of these people. So headcanon is that.
The real kicker to this chapter is just like, I'll make you have on your walls, and then you get like the typical girl falling in love background. She's like,
Yeah.
oh yes.
let me fucking whip
Like,
the
I
armpit
wasn't even
out.
listening to anything you said, just smelling you.
So yeah, I don't know. For her intro chapter,
It's very solid. It's very solid.
It is.
So I think I want to put it near the bottom of A.
I agree.
All right. Nemu.
Yeah, this is one I'm gonna have to kind of remind myself because I really, really like Nemu, but I don't remember.
Like, we get the full explanation for her sleeping. Like, she's always tired because she's working. We also find out about
You
her
get a lot.
sleep. We get like
That's
the
a
full
cute panel.
Yeah. We get like the explanation behind her sleepwalking and how she feels about it, like what she thinks it is. So we get like the full explanation of her bit.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Definitely the emotional climax is on page 14 where she's like she's trying to put together some shoes for Rentaro and she starts almost falling asleep.
Yeah.
She's like, no,
This is such a good
I'm
bit.
not gonna let the fairies or elves whatever do it for me. I'm
The
gonna
first
do it
pair of shoes
myself.
that she's made her fully herself for the longest time. Yeah, no, she's a very. This is one where I think it is objectively pretty good because she's a very well-rounded character pretty instantly, right? Because like my thing is always no pun
She has a
intended.
family, like it's crazy to see her family history. Her family and family history right away. Yeah.
No pun intended. I'm always waiting for the second shoe to drop with these characters, right? Like the formula that I expect, and the reason that I got so upset with Eru's chapter was like what I expect is like girl initial thing, counter and then second thing that makes it different and unique, right?
Like thesis and antithesis, synthesis. Dialectical
Basically,
materialism.
yeah. Like that's kind of like usually how it goes.
I almost want to put it like in just lower S for now. Maybe work on later. But
Yeah, I could give it S.
I do think it's
honestly, yeah.
Also, we
Remember
get another side to her
much of it.
that she is
Yeah,
like
so forward
and like just physically affectionate. Like she still holds the record for most just physical affection, like in the intro chapter.
So like her saying, I think actually no, yeah. Does she in this chapter? Does she say the thing where she's like, "I dream of being the type of girl I want to be"?
Yeah,
that comes here.
In my dreams, I'm this radiant, cheerful girl.
It's definitely S tier then. Holy fuck. So that already, I'm like sitting there like, oh my god, like she doesn't know that she can be that, and she can only be that.
She kind of already is that.
So yeah, I love her. Very complex character, and you get so much of it in her first chapter. All right, go back to the list here. Well, let me ask you this: is Nemu's better than Kimari's?
No,
I would say no.
Okay, just wanted to ask because
because Kimari is pretty much just good.
Kimari is like the
from
full
panel
course meal.
1 to panel.
You're right.
And
it's got the comedy. It's got the backstory. It's got everything.
Okay,
yeah, like the cinematography is. I mean, you could just talk about the cinematography and just ignore any other parts of it, and that would already give you like a lot to.
You're
to
so
gush
right.
Over.
It is literally like one of the best chapters in the whole series. Saki.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we get like her whole Saki shtick. We learn her backstory of that she purposefully stayed behind in school so she could repeat the year. We see like
we see her getting her ass beat by children.
Not only that, but so
she's a mess. We see that she's a mess.
We get the girl failure part of her, but before that, we even get because she makes her being a older senpai her whole identity. But then we actually see she actually is like a proper senpai to like these kids.
I mean, she shows herself as being kind of cool before.
She does actually try, and it's not just a title to her. Like, no, she's actually trying to be the person that she wants to be.
Yeah, actually, there's a face I want to show off on page.
This face always gets me for some reason.
14.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. That's
yeah,
classic, like big older sis looking after her bratty little younger siblings.
This is the Nakamura specialty, where it's like she sucks at the thing, but her passion is not to be questioned, right? Like the passion for it is there, and that makes it hot. That makes it attractive.
So I would say maybe top of B, maybe lower A, maybe like below Hasua.
It's definitely better than Rana. It's
really,
yeah,
I guess.
It's a full story because it's a full story. That's the problem. Is Rana doesn't have a full story.
The only thing,
from Rana's perspective, it's a full story. From Rentaro's perspective, it's like half the chapter.
That really
it's not about Rentaro. It's about Rana.
Well, it holds it back though.
What works for Rana's is for us, the viewer, but not so much Rana and Rentaro, because we get that classroom interaction that helps us, the reader.
The only thing holding Rana's back, Reyes, is the fact that Rentaro falling in love with her doesn't feel as earned as all the other ones. That's really all it is.
How earned the Sakis?
That one's her. He travels with her. He sees all this like charming stuff about her. Yeah, all Rentaro does in Rana's is fucking run. He's all away from the chapter for the whole goddamn time.
Because look, like he's admiring that she is actually being a proper senpai to these kids.
What's right? I chose the wrong tack for questioning your guys' opinion. There was too much counter evidence.
I'm almost starting to want to knock Rana down a little bit because Beast is feeling a little too high now.
I agree. Sorry, I see. I see, delicious.
Maybe I do need to like recalibrate to only caring about the.
Listen, bro, the Momoji shit was fire.
It was.
I will give you that.
That's what's gonna hold it up.
Yeah, because I mean, I definitely agree. The romantic thing they did was like the mid, maybe even low point of that chapter. But I mean, I don't know, the rest of it was great.
Okay, Meru time.
Oh shit!
He's letting.
Oh hell yeah, motherfucker!
Yeah, mostly because I want to get to my girl Meru. Like, oh my lord, an artist, writer, GF who's struggling to like make art that promotes her values. Like, oh, a GF after my own heart over here.
This is a really good one. The hat falling under her head is great. The bullying, and like look at her face here. Wow,
like,
man.
She took that as a challenge. You know, like it's like these are I knew it'd be hard, but I'm gonna change the hearts and minds.
We literally see the light of slavery.
Yes,
war.
Slavery war. Yeah.
Her like psychopathically drawing. Hell yeah, dude. That goes hard as fuck.
No, that's not a psychopathic drawing. That's just an artist going through like a manic phase. Yeah.
Talking about this chapter though, like it's very relatable to like I don't know, find like a hyperfixation to like latch onto that like gets you through the despair of life. I fucking love that about her. It's like genuinely something so admirable about her character. I don't know. I also love her love of children is really beautiful to me too.
It can get a little creepy sometimes, but yes, when it's like this, it's very pure and kind.
Well, I was just gonna say it's very interesting. Like even with her black soulless eyes, she has so many different expressions throughout all of this. Like, granted, here she just looks like the frog girl from My Hero Academia.
yeah, that's
which is a great design. I always love that design. But yeah, in terms of the chapter though, how do we feel?
I think it's going to be like near the top of A. I don't think it's an S because here's my one gripe with the chapter, and it's a weird gripe, but it's the fact it's just this 5-minute conversation between them. Literally all it is.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Rentaro usually doesn't get the chance to actually hash out his values with another GF. Like, that's basically what they were doing.
I kind of like it, actually.
I mean, it's definitely different. Like, I'll give it the fact that it is different, but the fact it is just literally, I walk up to the roof.
But
I think this girl's about to jump, and it's like, we have this conversation about the doom of the world. It's like, no, there must be light of the world. Okay, I love you. Let's start going out. And then within the span of 5 minutes. So how do we want to handle Usa-chan's introduction? Because it is a weird one.
We have to use both.
Yeah, we have to use both because literally she doesn't interact with him at all in this entire chapter.
Yeah. Okay. I thought this was about the instant, like, I don't know. I guess more like conceptually to the audience. I didn't know, the first chapter they appeared essentially, not necessarily like
we were talking about
how they get introduced to the series. How they get introduced to the series, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So I guess for this one,
I didn't read.
We have to include both.
I think you'd have to.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. I guess
everything about her is backwards.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I think just because of how unique it is, it's got to be.
It's the most unique. Like
it is the most unique. So that gets its point. So now we have to
shout outs.
This also feels like the point in time when the zing started feeling less important. Like the zing happened. The zing just happens, and they just kind of move on. Like nothing happens.
Yeah. Honestly, that was like kind of. Like you're not gonna linger on that a little more. I mean, maybe Usa-chan she understands what a zing is because he's been.
I'll also say just
stalking them so long.
Why she loves it's not so much Rentaro, but just the polycule. What does she? What does he see in her, and what does she see in him? So that is a weak point of this. I think what he's kind of going at is like he doesn't feel like she loves him for him. She just loves the polycule. Because I'm making you please fall in love with me too. See, it's as if your only reason to date me is to just join the family, then I don't have the right to date you.
Oh.
That's what he fears that's going on, is like she just loves the polycule. She doesn't really love him. But then she just has this heel turn. It's like, oh, wait, I do love you because you chased me onto a train.
No, honestly, and that's kind of cool from Rentaro to have standards. I like that Rentaro has standards. I don't want him to just I don't know. You know what I mean? He
come
needs to be
aboard.
To
happy
make
with
it to like it stops being it stops being a polycule and starts becoming like a women's like a shelter kind of situation. Like,
literally. Well, this is what, by the way, this is kind of what we're missing in the Rano chapter. If you think about it, right? This is Rentaro having standards. This is Rentaro actually being like, well, I want to be in love with you. I want to, you know what I mean? Or,
personally, I would say Meru, but I think the consensus with you two would probably be
let me
below Meru.
think. Oh.
I do like the back and forth that they have in Meru, but I like the more story adventure that happens with Usa-chan more.
No, I think I agree with Moon. I don't know, because like so much happens.
I think I probably would put Usa-chan above Meru because I mean,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot.
Are you pleasantly surprised, Moon?
Yes, I am.
Well, I mean, definitely for including the 2 chapters, that's kind of an unfair advantage.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they had.
I mean, I think even if I think even if it was just the 1 chapter, I don't know that it's.
Yeah, that bumps it up. I'm just saying, with this chapter by itself, we don't get much of her in this chapter.
Oh yeah,
she's just lingering there.
Okay. I like, so the first thing I'll say about Matsuris is the thing I always remember about Matsuris is the fact that I really, really, really like that Matsuri calls Rentaro out on what we were just discussing, right? Right. You know, Rentaro kind of getting a little too into the groove of things, into the, all right, turn on the fucking Rentariz. And then she's like, are you here for the festival or are you trying to like be a fuckboy? Because I'm not here for that. I love that Rentaro's challenged in this. He actually, because it feels like it's been a little bit, at least where we are current, where he had to kind of like fight for the love, and like Matsuri, and it fits for her character. She knows what she wants. She's very brash. She's like a kind of a in the tomboy spectrum, and you almost can get, I know she's young, but you almost get the vibe that this isn't her first rodeo with being hit on, right? I mean, she runs a fucking I
said definitely before you finish your sentence. I
think she's probably been hit on before. But she runs a fucking stall, like little middle school boys, probably
she's got that foreign charm.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Right. So she's probably used to this like, oh, and here we go, another one. I'm
makes
here
it even better.
I'm here because I fucked good.
As you were saying with like getting pushback, like that's great also. But I do also like it's Matsuri, almost the girlfriend's fault, like almost instantaneously. She has this part of like, no, he's a fuckboy. I don't care anymore. And then he's like thinking about her. She's thinking about him. And like, wait, what do I actually really like this guy? And then she has to come to like the realization, like, oh my god, like this guy is great.
Yeah, and then from Rendero's perspective, he notes his mistake and he's like, well, shit, she has like a real love of festivals, and here I was using it as a fucking stage prop to zing with her or whatever. I'm gonna go and enjoy this fucking festival. And he does his Rentero thing, and instead of putting his all into the Riz, he puts his all into the motherfucking festival, and I love that. It's really good for Rentaro.
The festival becomes the Riz.
I mean, this might be
this is really
low S under those two,
possibly.
Or
yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, really good showing.
It has a full story. It has the back and forth. It has the reasons why they would be falling for each other.
Another one of those chapters where it feels like a lot happens.
We get her shtick, like we get her backstory, we get her shtick. So yeah, I think low S probably is the right call.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be happy with that as well.
I'm actually thinking
asking for permission.
I might even put Matsuri
like a teacher. Let me decide if I agree with that. Yeah, you know what? As much as I love Nemu, it's a better intro chapter.
There's more story to Matsuri than Nemu's.
Yeah.
All right.
Himika. So even though this is my girl, I do think it's on the weaker side. So I will say for Himika's, it has a full story. Like it gives, like you even get a little bit of a build up here because you're like, oh no, she's actually kind of famous. So I do like, so at least for the intro, I do like this like pushback from her that's just like, you're not meeting my standards. Because they go through this whole thing of like, my eyebrows are a lot thicker than most people's, like, that's not that abnormal. And then all this other stuff that she says until this happens.
That's Rentaro. It's beautiful, Reyes, because Rentaro doesn't view being in a polycule as weird. That's that's just the natural state of the world. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's amazing, but I do think it's pretty good. So I would say maybe high B's.
Definitely her most interesting stuff does kind of come after this.
Is it better than Saki's intro? What he spends most of this chapter doing is like proving to her that's like, wait, no, you will like me because of this abnormality, and then she's like, nah, not good.
She's like one step away from like pulling up statistics on what are the most common. Like if she ever played one of those like game show style things like 30% probably says X. And like, she probably know all the answers because she knows. She's on scientific studies on what's normal and abnormal, but other than that, I probably would.
And we get a pretty decent explanation of her abnormal, like what she loves about being abnormal and why she wants to be. So it's good. We find like Rentaro actually actively falling in love with Saki, where we don't really see that in Himika. So yeah, I think B's good underneath Saki.
She was too lazy to be a good character.
She briefly was my favorite. There was a point where she was my favorite girl. Like from this intro, I thought she was going to be my absolute favorite, and then she fell off. I could not believe how intensely. I mean, we really see her like dipping her head over the train tracks, like preparing to. It's insane. This is the example I use when I'm like getting people into the series. I'm like, well, this is the example I use where it's like, it can get serious. Look at this girl about to herself. Yeah, I mean,
adult woman about to kill herself because she has to go into the workforce.
She has to.
And by the way,
she has to work. This feels like another lopsided chapter to me, where you have this amazing backstory of this person who is struggling with this. I don't know what you want to call it. Just depression, just struggling with life.
I mean, it's definitely a mental disorder, right? Yeah, because your thing is she's lazy to an absurd degree. That is like a disorder, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she literally cannot get the fucking motivation to do anything.
Yeah. So that's what's the great about part of the chat is basically her backstory is the great part, but everything following it with Rentaro feels like, okay, where is the love coming from? Like literally, it's taking in a cat is what's going on here.
It's a love of like an animal.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's how he words it too. He's like, oh okay, well you wouldn't need to date. I'm adopting you, which I agree is weird.
Because he was fully going to be like, you know what, I'll get my part-time job. I'll take care of you. You don't have to do a damn thing until the very end where she's like, you know what? No, I will work and do a proper relationship where we'll both take care of each other. And
that is enabler Rentaro to a T. I mean, and that's a character trait of his that I hope is addressed at some point. So kind of like with Warana, it's like one half of it is carrying it pretty high, but the other half drags it down. No, it doesn't.
No? I would not.
Are you fucking insane?
All the A's have full chapters.
What? Is it better?
I mean, I would say it's higher than Saki.
I think it's better than Saki's too.
At
least let her be.
At least with Saki's, you have Rentaro falling in love with seeing things that like, okay, I can love this person for this reason.
But do we have cinematic scenes like?
Yeah, the flashback brings it up.
Yeah, I mean, even just to talk with her mom is like,
oh yes.
So okay. Yeah, the talk with the mom is also good. Okay, fine.
High B, I guess I can put up with high B
because none of these chapters are
okay.
Yeah, because none of these chapters are lopsided, where Thomas is lopsided. So this is where fair. This is where the line is like, do you have a full experience of a chapter?
Just so everyone knows what Red's a professional opinion would be. Red would put Tama above Hasu and above Kogue, in between Meru and Kogue.
I mean, if we drop Hasu down to like B tier, I could probably be fine with that. The dog and cats right next to each other.
Do we agree with this? Because like to me, Tama's is good, but it doesn't.
Like Tama's has a strong emotional moments. Yeah. Oh, Hasu does not have strong emotional moments. You know,
Hasu has a fun and comedic chapter, whereas Thomas is a more emotional one.
It really is the suicide shit that is carrying the fuck out of that chapter.
Time to tumble on.
I like her intro. Actually,
her intro chapter is like one of the ones I reread the most, surprisingly.
Yeah,
it's very similar to like Kishiga in terms of opening on like just pure Sakuga, but then also similar in the sense where it's like, she's got one glaring weakness that basically undercuts all of her coolness.
When I think of like the Nakamura character writing specialty, this is one of the ones I think of as a perfect example, right? Like who else, what other manga have you seen anything even approaching this? It's like, she's so fucking physically powerful that she could, like, if a meteor was coming to Earth, she wouldn't bat a fucking eye, but like a bug lands on her. It's so good. It's so good.
So not only that, but then you also have the back where she falls for him, where it's like, wait, you're actually gonna take care of me, you accept me for being such a scaredy cat, like you're here to support me, so that's great. I've been also like, we even get a little bit of that, this is weird, but we get a bit of that here even too. It's like, I'm in college, you're in high school.
Oh yeah, so weird he thinks about his 28-year-old MILF girlfriend.
Like, that's not abnormal to me at all.
Above Tama, let me think. Yeah, it's above Tama for sure. Above Kogue, I agree. Actually, I think he's spot on. I think I agree completely.
For once, bro, hit it out of the park.
I mean, this is one that I had a similar reaction to Eru's when I first was binging. I was like, well, this is stupid, you know,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know if, I mean, it is.
It is. It is.
I mean, yeah, I guess you don't know.
It's going to be along the Eru side because I do think there's like, where is the falling for each other thing? Really, the only thing Rentaro is falling for Sue is just her passion.
Well, and that's why the chapter was so depressing to me, because she has an amazing, really unique, interesting design, but like I kind of hated her personality, and like only now.
That's a proof of your weakness. You know?
That's so fair. Through hundreds of chapters since this, the only thing that's really made me kind of warm up to her is that I've basically decided to focus on other elements of her character. Right,
Yeah, because
I like her bluntness a lot.
To play devil's advocate here, the fact that you can draw such a conclusion of her from this chapter is good writing.
That's true.
No,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
She's got a strong. She's a little bit like Momiji in the sense that we know what she's about.
Because there's a moment here, and Nakamura's fucking snickering like a little fucking gremlin when he's doing this, where he's like, "Oh, you're a math girl," and she's like, "No," like that was the moment where
he did
like
cook there. He did cook there.
No, it was funny. It was good subversion, but like,
you know what?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, that was the moment where
that convinced me.
I do agree that Eru's is worse though. So, yeah.
You know, I'll agree with just that because that is part of like the introduction of the chapter and getting to know the character points is the fact, okay, you have this numbers girl. Is she good with math? No. So that is good to have in the chapter.
I mean, it was pretty funny, yeah.
So can anyone make an argument that Sue's intro is better than Nurse G's? Whereas I think Sue's is below the standard.
Damn. I mean, but the uniqueness, I don't know.
That's what I guess.
Uniqueness isn't good on its own, right? It has to be unique and also kind of fit your tastes, and maybe it fits your tastes. I guess is that could be like a
Well, that's definitely part of it.
Because like you keep bringing up like this thing where you're like, oh, Fujoshi. If you knew what that was, it would change everything. And it's like I don't think it would for me, but maybe for you that like oh, I get that. I know what that is.
Yeah, because it means that Nakamura was not just pulling his girlfriend out of his ass. He took a pre-existing, well-established trope and just tweaked a little bit.
He's done that for a good number of girlfriends.
Yeah, it's very.
I see what he's doing.
In that sense, he's very normal.
Rayos is appreciating it from like a technical perspective.
I'm a very technical. I appreciate the technique.
So yes, we can appreciate the conception behind it, but judging how the chapter plays out and what makes it work, from like.
And then on top of that, I like girls like this already. So then it's kind of like a bit of a 1-2 punch. It helps Sue out.
Do we want to nerd? So do we want to do that, or do we want to do something like that?
I felt comfortable with that. Yeah.
What about okay? Just to put this idea out there. What about Sue still in D but in front of Nurse?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that as well.
Okay.
We're gonna leave poor Rana by herself. She's
so far.
She's so middling.
Someone else will be in C, I'm sure.
All right. So do we want to?
I have about
do we want
about a half hour left? By the way,
do we just want to use that half hour to just go over all of these again and just yap instead of trying to do Rin as well, or do we want to do Rin?
I mean, I would like to do Rin, but because for me it's easy S tier. There's no desire.
Rin's is very good.
Look at it is a very good. I don't know about S, but
we can. How about we end on? Let's end off on Rin. We can do Rin and then go over.
All right.
I really like Rin's intro.
It is a very
I know
good.
that Reyes has written like reports on this shit.
Yeah. Here are some strong points of it. It's one of those chapters that feels a lot longer than it is. Because it has like multiple arcs.
We go a lot of places.
We go a lot of places. We do a lot of different things.
And it is the Gap Moe, right? I mean, it's like I assume, right? Like that it's like
that, but I think it's also it makes them feel more human because you're not just one thing. You're gonna have multiple sides.
Like where she secretly hates the violin and all that the fancy shit, but she loves that too. She's like a multifaceted person. She likes all that the stuff that her family put her into. She just wants to do this other thing as well, and that's like superhuman of her.
Yeah, it's like there's a time and place for each side to her.
Let's see. So yeah, I mean the cinematography, the build up, the reveal, the fact that we get so much, the fact that it's super believable for me that Rentaro would love her. I mean, I think this is an easy S tier intro chapter.
Yeah.
And
is there less going on to Matsuri?
I do think it has less going on than Matsuri because Matsuri's has like the pushback.
No, true. But I mean, there's a lot. What's the word? Like again, like the number of beats emotional beats is, I guess, comparable. I mean, I guess at that point, it's
I
almost
would
like
put it
the
at equal.
equivalent.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah,
So
if there was,
I
if there
agree
was
with
an
this.
equal.
Yeah. All right.
So-
do we want to begin the wrap up phase of the
Yeah,
stream then?
because you got like, if anyone wants to fight,
Yap up.
I'm almost thinking Kogaway could go a little lower.
Okay.
Wait. Let me.
Yeah, well,
Hold on. Wait.
I mean,
No.
maybe.
Stop moving shit around. I gotta think.
I actually really thinking about it. I might even put Saki over Kogaway.
You know, the more I am thinking about it, the more I love Kogaway's character, but her intro chapter is not like amazing.
Yeah.
That's what's now hitting my mind. It's like I really like Kogaway's character, but just the standard, the chapter itself is kind of bog standard a little bit.
I think Hasu's better.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, it's a full story. It's like there's like a story to her.
Yep, I think that is the placement. Now, how much do you hate Tama's so much that she can't be low A?
Just for the lopsidedness, I would be okay with the lower A.
Okay.
Just because it's such a turn heel on as you said, everything else in this series. Like, oh my god, we're actually dealing with this.
Yeah.
But we have to keep it low just because of how much it falls off a cliff once we get back to the present. The SNAs have like strong stories. It's like they're weaker stories, but there's still good like connection between the girl and Rentaro, and then just whatever all this.
And C is the fall off. Weird.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I can't think of anything else to change.
That.
What did you just do? I blinked.
I moved Aero.
I moved Aero up of a GI.
I mean,
do we think is GI's the word? No, there's no way.
I kind of want
to. It might be being what's the word, like tainted by everything that came after that intro chapter.
Yeah, GI's is just like kind of middling to me. I mean,
glitch in the timber here, bounce, steel cross slide, while the bass break down south, long beard lock, red head pop, no doubt, backwoods 808, got the whole woods glitched out.